What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dead Noise. I'm Chris, and thanks to the power of Zoom, I am here with two absolute powerhouses of the music industry, the hosts of the upcoming spring conference, breaking into the music industry, Mr. Craig Duswalt and Mr. John Reese. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. We are doing good. Living the life in Los Angeles, California. Well, he's in Palm Springs, actually. So he's really living the life.
Nice to see you today. Big fan of yours. Good buddy of mine is a big fan of yours too. Dean Carr, one of the most legendary photographers and rock music video guys on the planet. He did some Manson videos. He did some Nine Inch Nails videos. He did a Danzig video for me. Obviously, Amen. God rest his soul, Casey Chaos. And so he's a big fan of yours, and hence that makes me a big fan of yours.
I really appreciate that, and that's a gigantic compliment, so I don't take it lightly. I'm a huge fan of Dean's as well, and I love what you guys are doing with this conference because as somebody who wasn't fully aware of the job opportunities available in the music industry, it's like I'm kind of kicking myself now after going to college and not knowing about this because I probably would have pursued something like this. So I wish like there was something like this available at the time that I was a student.
Well, it's never existed until now, brother.
That's
You
right.
know,
Exactly.
at the end of the day, this is chapter four for me. This is the closing chapter of my music career book. I did the massive, security, then management, then huge music festivals. And you know what was the most valuable part of the whole thing is watching young people who wanted to get into the music business and what you just said. How the hell do I do it? And then also watching young artists like Korn and like Five Finger and like Avenged Sevenfold, all the artists that I've worked with, watch them be able to become global superstars. For me, that's the biggest and the best part of at least my career and what I've been able to do. And seeing like Casey McKee, who's one of our key mentors, she went to the University of Southern Mississippi, reached out to Kevin Lyman, didn't know how to get into the music business. She was amazing. Put her on the Mayhem Festival in 2009 as an intern. Next year, paid her. Then she helped her get a gig at Creative Artist Agency. Now she's one of the biggest agents in the world. What better way than that is to talk about breaking into music? And the same thing with a lot of the other mentors. I mean, I'm an old man, but I've been involved with most of these people in their careers, and they're all trailblazers. They're all incredible entrepreneurs who want to give of their time to help people learn how to achieve their dream, because these people have all achieved their dream. So with this vehicle, with this platform, and obviously meeting with Craig, reconnecting with Craig and being able to come up with this concept, we're super excited.
And it's really funny, Chris, when I was touring with John with Guns N' Roses, every single night backstage, someone would say to me, I want your job. How do I get your job? Where's the application? Right?
Mhm.
Where do I fill out an application and get this job? And it's kind of funny, is there is none. So how do you get into this industry? Well, you either got to know someone or you got to get people to know who you are. And that's why John and I came up with this. Like you said in the beginning, this didn't exist. It doesn't exist. And John has put together 24 incredible people, each of them the leader in their specific piece of the industry, together in one area in 2.5 days, that you can meet these people, see how they did it, get to know them, and maybe even get a job out of this or a career out of this.
We even have the biggest guy in trash. Are you kidding me? Trash has to be picked up at events. So the guy that does EDC and Coachella and Stagecoach. And there's a career in the music business for you. And to be around music is the single, in my mind and in most people's minds, music is the single most emotive medium on the planet. The fact that we be involved in this and do this and bring these 24 incredible people to people to help them, it's like we fucking win, bro.
We John got a little blurry there, but I think we got the gist of it.
Yes, absolutely. That kind of brings me to a question of like what made you two want to come together and make this event? Because like you said, this is the first of its kind. When I saw it on my social media feed, I was trying to think like had I ever seen anything like this before, and I hadn't. And you guys obviously have a
That's
history
why we're
with each
doing it.
other.
That's why we're doing it. Craig and I go back to the late '80s, early '90s. Worked with Guns N' Roses, toured the whole world together. He dealt with Axl, I dealt with the tour, was the tour manager, and we were bros back then, and we're bros now. And at the end of the day, we had a break of time not together. He inspired me, I inspire him, and there you go.
I reached out to John 8 months ago because my kid was in a band and I didn't know the music industry today. I knew it 20 years ago. So I was just asking for advice. And then, we were so tight back then that we just hit it off again. And in literally 6.5 months, we've put together a very successful podcast, That Damn Podcast. We manage three up and coming bands that are amazing. And now we're putting on the seminar that has never existed just because mainly John knows all these successful people and putting them in one room. We have done so much in the last 6.5 months. Like we've literally created three businesses and we're not stopping there. It's just amazing the
Yeah.
synergy that both of us have. I've been doing seminars
And,
for business people for like 20 years. John's been doing festivals and managing bands for 20 years, and we just came together and just combined our interests into something pretty magical.
1 + 1 is equal 5 in this relationship, Christopher. And look, I've been blessed, man. I created some of the co-created, produced some of the biggest marquee names in entertainment in the event space, and to have the opportunity to work with the artists that I worked with in the management game, and then to create all these festivals, and then to put all that experience and knowledge together, and then to have the relationships of the people that came up with me be willing to go give of their time to help people and to teach people. That's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about.
And I love that energy too, because like looking at the website, it says that the event is for entrepreneurs, aspiring musicians, artists, and professionals looking to either establish or elevate their presence in the competitive and dynamic music industry. And in an industry that seems really like gatekeepy in terms of like knowledge and stuff like that, you guys seem to have the desire to like tear the walls down and just like give people the knowledge that they need. And as someone on the outside looking in, I think that's incredible. And I did
Hey,
have
man. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I did have a question about the mentor selection and how you went about choosing who to put on this event because I'm sure you guys between the two of you have hundreds of connections. So to narrow it down to 20, 25 people, how difficult was that?
Well,
But
I,
let
I
me let me start here because John will take this question because it's his people. But I will just say this: um, John is already like the next 24. Once we put together a couple of them, the word started getting out, and we're going to do this event again, and we already have like the next 24. But I'll let John touch on why he chose those people because these are his people.
look, when Craig and I talked about doing it, I put an email together, and I said, Craig, I'm going to send it to these 4 people, and all 4 accepted immediately. Then I'm going to send it to 4 more. They have all 4 accepted immediately. Then I'm going to send it to 12. All 12 hit. Then I'm going to send it to. Then we talked about who are the last 4 we want to go with. Send it to those 4. We literally had 24 out of 25 confirmations from an email from people that we've worked with in the past, with only one person, and that was because of a scheduling conflict. And
Mhm.
then after we announced and it came out, I'm bombarded with new people that want to be involved. So, look, we have a big master plan with this. We want to create a master class where people can be ongoing, and we have a mentor every 2 weeks, every month, where people are coming in and helping and learning. And the beauty of what we're doing on May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is, you have a chance to actually talk to these people. This isn't somebody up on the stage that you're going to be like, where there's Q&As after we go through their kind of their CV, their resume, talk about their experiences. Then there's a Q&A from the general, I call it the General Assembly. And then after that, we're going to do breakout sessions. Where the hell could you talk to Rich Best, who is the global promoter for Rufus Du Sol, Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, Linkin Park, works with Oasis. The list goes on and on. He's my best friend. I get to talk to him every day. But who else, where else could you talk to that guy, or Ryan Harlecker, or John Feldman, or Matt Sorum, or the whole gamut of the folks that we have teed up? And the fact that they're willing to give their time to do this, because they remember, they're still in touch with their roots, right? And they know that this is a valuable thing for people with serious passion that love music and want to make a career out of it. So to answer your question, because I still got to go back and answer your question, the reason we it's like curating a music festival, right? You pick the talent and you pick who works when and how. And we wanted the entire almost sphere. I didn't want 24 booking agents. We didn't want 24 artists. We wanted a few artists, which is the most important part of the whole equation, is artists, right? But then we have an artist like John Feldman, who's also one of the premier producers on the planet. And so in having these people and curating it this way, because there might be a guy in your hometown in North Carolina who wants to come to this, and maybe he wants to be in the concessions business and he wants to start, that part of it. We got that. Maybe somebody wants to sell insurance in the music business. We got that. So we've got basically the entire tribe, the entire community brought together to help people, because a lot of people, you know, they're they're not musicians and not, but they love music. This is a way to be involved with music.
Yep.
Yes, that's a really good point because I think like as someone who was in band, like I was a band kid in middle and high school, but I knew I didn't want to play trumpet for the rest of my life. But I loved rock and metal music, but I knew that people were like involved with record labels and stuff like that, but I also wasn't aware of like just how many different jobs there were. So I think having the whole gamut of people is incredible. When I saw the lineup of all the different avenues of people, like you got people from Creative Art and Artists Agency, Live Nation. You have Amy Sciarretto from Adam Splitter PR, who is like the goat of PR in my opinion. And you also
Mhm.
got Matt Pinfield, who, as an interviewer, is a huge inspiration to a bunch of people. And I see the Guns N' Roses plaque behind you, and you got Matt Sorum on the lineup. I think what you guys are doing is incredible. And Craig, you mentioned how like you're planning on doing this event again. Is this going to be an annual thing, or is it going to be spread out to different areas?
Yeah.
Um,
Yes and yes. So it's
Well, look, we want to take this. Our ultimate goal is to take this to the world. Is to take this to all over the planet and help people, because there is no music college U anywhere, and the music business, the power of the music business is global. And if Craig and I get to do what we want to do, we'll have one in London, we'll have one in Paris, all over the planet. So who knows? We got to get this one right first, and we've got to do our best to make sure that there's a value proposition for the people that attend, get something from it.
my whole thing is this. I have an audience of business leaders, people
mm,
that are entrepreneurs, right? So I'm catering to them saying, all right, you don't think you want to be in the music industry, but wouldn't you like some clients that are maybe in the music industry?
mm,
Like for a financial manager, right? So he's like, why would I want to go into breaking into music? Well, if you're a financial planner, wouldn't you want a chance to at least talk to 24 amazing, successful people that might be looking, or a relative might be looking for someone that's a financial planner? You never know. Here's the other thing. It does not even matter what business you're in or where you even want to go in the music industry. My whole thing is this as well. We have 24 amazing mentors. They're going to share their story of how they became successful. What did they do every day? Was it discipline? Was it whatever they did to make it in the business that they're doing? I'm telling entrepreneurs, even if they have no interest to be in the music industry, but everyone, as John touched on in the beginning, everyone loves music. So why not just even come to this event just to be inspired and motivated in your business by hearing stories of 24 amazingly successful people in their industry and then saying, maybe I should do that in my industry as well. So it's also going to be inspirational, motivational, besides the fact that you can talk to one on one specifically a person that is in the industry that you want to be in. John, you're back. You look good, buddy. Oh, now you're
You're
muted.
muted.
You're muted, though. John, you're muted. John's a busy guy, as you can see.
I'm not surprised. In this industry, I feel like everybody is like balls to the wall busy.
Balls to the
There we
wall.
go. There we go.
There you go, baby.
Hey,
I walked into a because I was charging my electric car, and I walked into a grocery store where there's Wi-Fi. Would you guys like some oil and vinegar here from Gelson's? They have a
Yeah.
fine selection. Oh, look at the cereal selection.
Now, Chris, let me just point out something. When you interview John Reese and Craig Duswalt, nothing goes as planned. Ever. We have on our podcast, That Damn Podcast, we have his dog Sancho is in the podcast on purpose. He's playing with squeaky toys. We don't care. It's just like a real conversation of people living life and doing shit, whatever they do, and still getting this word out there that we exist. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Chris, give it to us.
And my, and for me, guys, legacy is complete. My history, Google it. At the end of the day, this is about the passion for people and the passion for people to be able to realize their dream. I've realized my dreams many times over. I got a bunch of dinosaurs and shipped them to Ohio and did 160,000 people. So, you name it, we've done it. But now we can help with our knowledge and our friendships and our relationships to do things for other people. And we're excited. We're excited.
I think to that point, like to hear you guys talk about this event, a lot of it seems to be like encouraging and bringing up the next generation of musicians and professionals. So I want to ask, because I asked this when I talked to Don Jameson earlier today. When it comes to keeping up with new artists and new bands and like keeping up with the industry in general, how do you guys see the future of the music industry compared to when you guys started?
Oh, look, man, everything's changed. In the 80s, it was about payola. It was getting on radio stations. In the 80s and 90s, it was about MTV and radio. It's not about that at all these days. It's about playlisting. It's about social media. So everything has changed, and we want to evolve with that, with our mentors, and we want to help people understand. And look, I pivoted. I got out of management because of Napster. And that's why I got into the festival business. I helped Rockstar become a multi-billion-dollar company by giving out 12.5 million cans of Rockstar. Well, guess who's going to be at our event? Jason May, the CMO of Rockstar, who made the music deal with an energy drink to create a $4.7 billion company. So that's our point, I think, with everything. The sphere of music and its influence can be capitalized within, how you want to work.
Go ahead, Chris.
I do have a speed round for you guys before I let you go because I know Craig, you got to run in a couple minutes. I got 5 questions. We can start with you, and you guys answer the same questions, but we'll start with you, Craig.
Okay.
The first question: your favorite concert experience as a fan?
Queen, Madison Square Garden. I'm a huge Queen fanatic. I've seen them so many times, and I recently saw Queen with Adam Lambert as well. So amazing. Queen, Queen by far, me.
What about you, John?
1977, I saw Led Zeppelin. I was 16 years old. Changed my life. Changed my effing life. Queen, I saw in 81. I did security for Queen around the southwestern United States. I'm fortunate, guys. I'm like pre-social media. I'm pre-cell phone. I got to experience things without all that bullshit, right? So at the end of the day, man, life is about experience. Put your goddamn cell phones down and live and experience.
Yeah, baby.
Your dream artist or band to work with?
Already did it.
What did you say?
Already did it with all of them.
Yeah, he's worked with everybody. Um, we toured with GNR. We toured with U2. Kind of we followed each other on the same plane in Europe. I would love to have a new relationship with U2. Huge
Hmm.
U2 fan.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift for me, probably.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
She's amazing, dude. She's amazing.
Your your one thing that you wish you could change about the music industry.
That
Wow.
artists actually got paid for their songs.
I'll tell you, the music industry has degraded back to the 50s. The tech companies now are the old school enslavers. Okay, the Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, they're enslavers. And the only way artists can make money is by touring and merchandise. They got to go be marionettes, right? And at the end of the day, their rights, the things that they put their heart and soul into, their songs, their music that they record. You stream it 1 billion times, you get $1 million. Yet these guys who are running these, Spotify, etc., build multi billionaires. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Damn.
I completely agree.
I
It's
Um,
bullshit. And our country's getting destroyed because of these people. I'm
yes.
sorry.
No, but
Um,
that's where our passion is. What he just said. It's exactly right. But go ahead.
yeah. Your favorite thing to do outside of music?
Golf. I'm a golfer.
Sancho, my Belgian Malinois.
He's a dog lover.
Yep, me too. I got three of them.
I am
Um,
Yes,
too.
but dogs are better than people, Christopher.
yes, absolutely.
100 effing percent. Yes.
And the last one.
Sancho's the star of our that damn podcast. Just so we're clear. Yeah.
I tune in just for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He's beautiful.
the last question, this one's always my favorite. The most rewarding moment of your career so far, if you can pin it down to just one.
Well, okay. If we're going to talk about career and not having children, because having my kids was by far the best experience, and getting married to my wife, the best experience. But as a career thing, John and I were at the Freddie Mercury tribute with Guns N' Roses, and I'm a Queen fanatic. That's when I said to myself, this little kid from Deer Park, Long Island has made it. The fact that I'm on stage, I'm not even in the band, not even close, but the fact that I'm working with one of the top bands at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert in Wembley was life-changing for me.
Yeah, for me, guys, it's really simple, man. And it's a combo of what Craig said. My daughters actually worked with me on all the music festivals that I created. My middle daughter, my or my oldest daughter ran backstage, ran the production side with my production managers. My middle daughter purchased all the talent. I got to stand on stage and look at anywhere from 60,000 to 12,000 people, 100 times a year together, and give them hugs and say, look what we created, guys. So, like I said, it's pretty simple, man. It's watching Five Finger Death Punch go from opening the third stage at the Mayhem Festival to becoming a global headliner, to same thing with Avenge, same thing with all of them, getting the chance to see these kids live their dream. And that's what we're doing with breaking into the music industry, is giving people an opportunity to have touch points with people that have done it, that have been successful. And if you need cat food, there's a great selection of cat food here at
Look at that
Gelson's Market.
organized. That organized.
Sorry, man. We need Wi-Fi. I had to come in, I had to run in here.
Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time and you going into the grocery store to make this happen. Craig, I don't
Hey,
want to keep
it
you.
adds for good television, right?
Yes, absolutely. This
I
is
love
definitely unlike any other interview I've done, and I love
Of
every second
course.
of it.
That's how we
Um,
roll, baby.
Hey, and we'll do it again, Christopher. You let us know when. We'll do part two, man. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for helping get our message out there. And we hope to see you. Hope to see the fans of your blog out there. And peace on earth, brother. Keep. You can be anything you want to be, dude. You just got to rock and do it.
Thank you.
Amen.
Uh, I'll talk to you guys soon. I really appreciate
Peace,
it.
brother.
Thank you so
Peace.
much.
You
Thank you,
got it.
Chris. Take care,
All
bud.
right. Here's the dog bones. All right. We'll see you, man.